Okay, welcome to the Adult Gymnastics Podcast. Today we have Milda, who came to our very first Salt Lake City retreat, all the way from Montreal. And we're so excited to get to know you and share your story with the world. You have an incredible story and such a deep love and passion for gymnastics of all ages, and your gymnastics as like something that you study and you're getting a master's degree in, and just your personal life and your passion and everything. So Milda, I want to just briefly learn about your lifelong gymnastics love and the story. Tell us.
Thanks, Jenny. I was just basically a self-recognized gymnast from birth, I think, because, like you put me in toddler ballet and I would swing on the bar. I wouldn't stand there like I was supposed to. And my father took me, and as you're not supposed to throw a baby, I know that. But, I was an older toddler, and he chucked me up into the air and told me, keep your legs together. And then he grabbed me by the waist and put me back down. And I went, and it just blew my heart at an early age. And that was something I wanted to do, just climb and fly. And gymnastics has been the passion pretty much on and off ever since, as long as I've been physically able to do it. And then other things that support that as that is the center of my target, is like my gymnastics passion, really, for a passionate life.
I love it. And how many decades have you been doing gymnastics?
I returned. I had, injuries that orthopedic surgeon told me I could never do gymnastics again. And I did have a lot of, recovery time from that. But 14 years later, I gave it a try. Just the opportunities aligned. And I was actually in the Cirque du Soleil. I got picked out by the clowns to do a little flip in the circus in the pre-show, kind of spontaneous, where they just do that opening kind of jokes. And they were supposed to flip me, and I was like, no. And I did my own back handspring just in the stands on a piece of wood. And the people were like, you were a plant. I'm like, I'm not. I really was not in this. But then it's like, I got to go back to gymnastics, and I did. So I went back that was 1994. I went back in September of 94, and I've done it since then. And competed since 95. So I'm scared to ask, what is that? 30 years as an adult gymnast on top of my elite earlier, years as a teenager. So this was, it's about, what is that? How many decades is that? 30 years. Yeah, 30 years in adult gymnast.
About what you noticed in
three pregnancies. I competed in between, after each C-section, I competed. And I've competed all over US, Canada, and just most recently to Germany for the, now they have a World Masters. So I didn't think that would happen in my lifetime. It's like blowing my mind that we're building gymnastics community worldwide, as well as you and I in our respective, environments, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you've seen, just the growth of the adult gymnastics world from the 90s to now. How has it grown in your eyes?
I was fortunate enough to meet up with the Sokol organization out of New York. And so they've been doing gymnastics any age, any level since the late 1800s. They brought it over with the Czech and Slovak immigrants. So I was, told I was too old, I was too slow, I was too injured for gymnastics. And then to be kind of embraced in this community, like, no, why don't you just do it as you can and let's see what happens. It was a more spirited approach. Let's say a spiritual or spirited approach that really resonated with me. And that, that was just amazing. So I was well enough to start to continue competing into the 2000s after having my first two children. And it was just myself and my dear friend from out of Acrofit, Andrea Ropoleski of Acrofit, Montreal, as sisters in just as gymnastics sisters in the
best kind of sisters.
Going into meets for Quebec was 14 plus was the oldest category. So imagine two women in their 40s, competing against 14, 15, 16-year-olds. We're not gonna place well. But it was the point. It was the point that, people couldn't believe that we were there, and they would be like, excuse me, what is your age? You know,
You're
and
a true
um,
trailblazer in the adult
just
gymnastics world. What a
very
legend.
pioneering. Thank you. We were very pioneering, and we're still together to this day. She's now coaching me out of Acrofit, supports my
Oh, that's
my passions and my ambitions, and keeps me on the beam, and keeps me from getting too anxious and getting like all the other things that come along with gymnastics. Unfortunately, is a bit of a straitjacket at times of perfectionism. So
yeah.
I've had my moments, but she keeps me, healthy and grounded, as does my yoga practice and all my yoga community. That's really supported
Cool.
me. But gymnastics is my central kind of passion, but the yoga supports me, at least like mentally, to go into meditation and um, the groundwork and the grounding of the body and the release, as Hugh has said, sometimes the restorative aspect in gymnastics and sports in general is generally ignored. For the youth
Yeah.
sector, they just want to go. But now, after a certain age, and I would say as soon as you can, like learn restorative methods,
Mm,
be it yoga, meditation, I don't know, maybe Tai Chi, whatever, like there's
mm.
other modalities that can lead you to an even greater experience of your gymnastics, so that you're not losing on the dynamic end. You're gaining because you're more centered. And for myself to be able to perform despite having like pretty severe performance anxiety for many, many
Yeah.
years. And I've competed, yes, as an adult since 95. So it's the eternal internal dynamics of being able to cope with the sport and the demands and an aging body, and still have like such a thrill, such an adrenaline rush, such meet people from all over the world, and just like we're having now at the retreats. It's just been a gift.
It just brings so much joy in my heart. I love hearing this. And like, it
Thank
has
you.
truly been a lifelong, just part of your soul. It's just who you are. It just is what it is.
Yes.
And you never
Yes.
gymnastics. You don't stop
Yes.
after age, 14 in the
I
14
did. I
older
had to
category.
stop
You're
at
like,
age 15. I stopped at age 15 and was very, very sad. But I went
yeah.
right into competitive bodybuilding, competitive karate. I ran 10Ks, like I did other things. And I'm grateful for those things that supported me and kept my muscles and kept me in tune
Mm,
with my body, so I didn't lose touch completely. But that set me up for the healing that was to come when I was able to do a lot more restorative yoga, and of course physio and osteotherapy, and osteopathic therapy, and other
amazing.
more all kinds, anything anything is good, massage, everything you can to keep it together.
Such good wisdom. Okay, we have about 2 more minutes left. I want to
Okay.
hear about your master's degree project and future studies and mixing gymnastics and spiritual world and everything together. Just briefly tell us about it.
Thank you. I was just so fortunate to be accepted back at McGill University, because I had an undergraduate degree in nutrition and worked in clinical settings, hardcore, with the ill. And so, but for me, I think it's more of a health promotion with the sports and the gymnastics. And so then, after having my kids and returning to university, I've done undergraduate honors BA in South Asian religions. So for me, that was for me to be able to study and have an understanding of what's beyond the mat, physically, in terms of the yoga, which supported my gymnastics. And that I did a master's thesis called Discipline and Devotion, about modern day female spiritual communities, or I would say gymnastics communities, which to me I see as kind of a blend of yoga and gymnastics. It's gymnastics with more of a yogic ethos, which means we're non-harming. We're doing ahimsa. We're not harming. Being honest. Satya. This is honesty and truth. We're not trying to be where we were when we were 14. We're being honest
Mm,
with our skills and our,
yes.
our challenges and our limitations, like today, right now, because other
Yes.
gymnastics will
Absolutely.
gravity is a stern teacher, and she will hurt you. So
Yes.
so to bring these concepts, so I've been in and done ethnographic work within my own gymnastics community, and seeing these values coming into fruition in the adult meets, in the restorative stretching episodes that we do, exercise that we do after. We would have like massage therapists on site for for masters gymnasts. after competing. So I was like, this did not exist in my youth. Like we are even going to the next level here. So I'm going the next level as well with my next, I've been accepted to continue my research at another university in Montreal at Concordia. So I'm going to be doing more on the Christian side because I was doing yoga as an Indian tradition. And so now I'm looking at kind of the spiritual background of gymnastics, which was in the German Protestant tradition in the context of 1700s Germany, where gymnastics was developed and as an activity, more calisthenics than what we would say as modern gymnastics. But it was like the birthplace of the Greek revival of gymnastics. And how did that, what's the story with that? And how did that get to the YMCA? And how did they, spread? So I'm looking at kind of an embodiment of like a gymnastic embodiment of charisma, evangelical, how do you say, like, outreach, and community building and spiritual community building. So let's see, I'm not there yet. I'm going back to do some more, and this just continues. So my passion for gymnastics and bridging, kind of combining with yoga, and let's see where I can take this. Like this is my next personal challenge. So
I love this so much. And taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, like
I want to live it. I don't want to just live in the White Tower and write a book. Like I would also like to write a book and do all that. And I teach yoga and I've coached gymnastics, absolutely. But I also want to like live the embodied lifestyle. Like for me, that's the primary driver of all these motivations. Is I don't want to watch. Gymnastics is not a spectator sport. It's not. It is, but not for me. If I can't participate,
get on the bars.
I'll cry watching people. It's so beautiful and it's so engaging, and you can just you empathize so much with their performance and how hard it is and how hard people work to just do like beautiful, aesthetic, graceful. It's so easy. It looks so graceful and easy until you try. That's the key takeaway of gymnastics. But that's the art of it. It's really an art. It's an artistic, spiritual, deeply spiritual path for myself and the others.
Amazing.
This is just like show up and work your triceps and your abs. That's also good.
Totally. Or just go and play with your friends
and
have
just
a good time.
Like safety first, and just be smart and enjoy yourself in the gym, because that is my ultimately my happy place. It's all about. It's my happy place.
Okay. So
you can tell on the retreat, I was having a blast. Yeah.
Yay. That's what it's all about. Having big fun adventures, making new friends, moving your body in new ways. It's just really fun and just confidence boosting. I love it all. So if people want to follow your studies or also get in touch with you, how can they do that?
I'm Milda Graham on Instagram. I'm Milda Graham on Facebook. Out of Montreal,
I'll put it in the show notes.
See my little face there, and I don't know where you can contact.
All right. Well, Milda, thank you so much for joining our podcast. We have loved talking to you, hearing your story, hearing your passion for gymnastics, and keep on doing gymnastics, not just watching it, but doing it. I think that's watching it,
not just studying the history of it, which is fascinating, I must say. But we'll see you in the gym, Jenny. This is the ultimate.
We'll see you at the next retreat.
At the next on the beam.
Let's go float on the pink lake and then go do the beam.
Oh,
what I'm all about.
That supports my other, and we hiked and we swam, and so that all is just like. But the gymnastics is the cherry on the top that we can just do it all and have the whole cake.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. It was great chatting with you. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
Take care. Bye.